Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R Square Technology. I'm your host Ryan, and let's get ready to SolidWorks. That sounded a little robotic, don't you think? Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you've been making it through the week okay. Whew, finally done with it, at least for me. Hopefully y'all are too, but if not, I'm sorry. So, as you know, we've been working every Friday from the Beginner's Guide to SolidWorks 2022 Level 1. Link in the description below where you can pick up a copy to follow along. And in today's video, we're again in Chapter 3, and we are going to be on page 261 where we are going to model a simple spring. So, with that, put a seatbelt on and let's get started. Alright, as usual, I do recommend that you save the part file first instead of at the end. Your choice, but saving at the beginning, you can then save often, and something happens, you're more likely to be able to recover it than if you don't. So, we are now going to start with section 9.1 on page 261. And we are going to start here on our front plane. So we're in the feature tree, select the front plane, and hit Control 8 to bring it normal to. And then from here, we're going to go up into our Sketch tab. And we are going to create a circle. The center point will be coincident to the origin here. So with our awesome number 2 pencil, make sure we have the coincident relation icon in yellow there. Click and then drag out. It doesn't matter how far, because we will add a dimension to fully define this. Come up here to our smart dimension, select the circle, and we're going to give it a diameter of 1.25 inches. And now from here, we'll move on to page 262, section 9.2. Alright. Moving over to page 262 at the top, section 9.2, we're going to come up here, exit the sketch, and go to the Features tab, and then we're going to come over here to where it says Curves, choose the drop down, and choose Helix and Spiral. Now by exiting the sketch, the circular sketch is no longer selected, so we can simply select it from the graphics view area here. And then I'm going to press and hold the center scroll wheel to bring it into kind of an isometric view so we can see what's happening here when we change the properties. We'll move over to page 263 here at the top. And for this, we want Define By to be set to Pitch and Revolution. We have a couple of different options here, but we want Pitch and Revolution. Then we want to make sure under parameters that constant pitch is selected. And then for our pitch, we're going to do 0.325. And then we're going to do tab again. We're not going to reverse the direction. And we're going to change the revolution to 6. Hit tab again. And our start angle will be 90 degrees. Notice also down here we have the option of clockwise or counterclockwise. And I've heard some people actually say clockwise or anti-clockwise. What do you call it? Curious to know. Drop a comment below. And from here we can click OK, hit Control S again, and I'll hit the space bar and bring it into an isometric view for a moment. And then we are now on to section 9.3, which is in the middle of the page on 263. Okay, section 9.3 in the middle of page 263. We're now going to create the sketch profile for the sweep. So first, we're going to choose the right plane, Control 8 to bring it normal to. Then we'll come over to the Sketch tab, and we'll choose a circle. And we can sketch this circle really anywhere, but we'll just sketch it up here in the top right corner. So click, drag out. Doesn't matter the size, because of course we're going to add a dimension to it. We'll choose a smart dimension, select the circle, and choose 0.2, enter. And then from here, we'll move on to page 264, just right at the top there, where we're going to learn about a new relation. And this relation is going to be unique when you have an oblong sketch or a perpendicular sketch. So, from here, I'm going to press and hold the Control key, select the center point of the circle, and select the helix sketch. And notice you have two options. You have coincident or pierce. And we want to choose this new relation type called pierce. And then from here, we can close the dialog. And that is now going to set us up for the next feature in section 9.4 at the middle of page 264. Alright, let's finish this part up with a final feature from section 9.4 on the middle of page 264. We can now come up here and simply go into our Features tab, and then we can choose a Swept Boss Base, and from here we're going to choose Sketch Profile, and for the first item our profile will be sketch number 2, and then our sweep path is going to be the helix. And I'm going to press and hold the center scroll wheel of my mouse to rotate it so we can see our banana yellow preview here. And then we can select OK. And that brings us to the top of page 265, where they suggest, if you want to, for preference, you can right-click on the helix spiral and hide it. From here, hit Control S, and that completes the simple spring part. That is all I have for you in this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you were able to learn something. Join me next Friday, where we'll move on to page 267, where we're going to do a variable pitch spring. Until then, take care, and I'll see you next time.